Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 17th November 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note, we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. You might be knowing it is a highly expensive training course, but we are providing complete free training and all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So to access all the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab posts. Then you get access to this post. And this post is having two YouTube playlist links that are having all the training lessons. The first playlist link is having all the lessons. Second one is having lesson 1.1 to lesson 8.2 examples videos. I'm clicking on the first playlist link. Here we have up to lesson 30. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. Please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. All my training instructions are provided at our Telegram channel. I am providing the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So from the video description, join at our Telegram channel. Once you join, in the old messages or in the pinned messages, you can find the training instructions. If you can learn the course according to those training instructions, then it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader, and please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now I am generating different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software's supply demand zone top-down analysis strategy builder. Okay, first I am generating finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes demand and supply zones so that we can identify high priority, high liquidity zones. And those high priority, high liquidity zones can be used for high liquidity zone strategy that I explained in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, first for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Those who don't understand the structure of the report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1 video. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values and abbreviations in detail. Okay, let's identify daily high priority, high liquidity zones. M&M is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We got one daily high liquidity demand zone from this list. And also don't forget, each report I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. So pause the video, study the report. Once you complete your study, you can proceed to the next reports. Follow this approach. Okay, next, for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 11 stocks. So let's identify high priority, daily high liquidity supply zones. HAL is a pierced zone. You can't use it for high liquidity zone strategy, but you can use pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28 if this is applicable to you. Naukri is also pierced zone, not valid for high liquidity zone strategy. So we don't have any high priority, high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Next, 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 5 stocks. Let's identify 75 minutes high liquidity zones from this list. Fortis is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We got only one 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone from this list. Next, for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone, we got 10 stocks. Let's identify 75 minutes high priority, high liquidity supply zones from this list. DLF is having a 75 minutes high liquidity zone. Oberoi Realty is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. This is also having a 75 minutes high liquidity zone. If a stock is having both the zones as a high liquidity zones, you may get trade opportunities on either side, even though it is stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. Next one is a TVS Motor. So total we identified 3 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So this is about a high liquidity zone identification from daily and 75 minutes time frame. Next I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already land one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. And apply the same points for all the supply demand zone chain reports. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is a NIFTY supply demand zone chain report. Next, I will generate a BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Changing the name to NIFTY Bank, that is nothing but BANKNIFTY. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report. So we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Next I will generate a bullish, bearish, sideways trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. Starting with monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame should be daily, entry zone should be demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup parameter at entry time frame daily. I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 11 for sideways. And third filter, daily demand zone should not pierce actually, but only for daily time frame I am allowing, not setting the filter, because any pierced zones, please use a pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28 if you are interested about pierced zones. For that only daily time frame I am allowing pierced zones. Otherwise, please ignore pierced zones from your reports for daily time frame. So 3 stocks we got. One is pierced zone, remaining 2 supports, sideways long trade setup, and please use these daily time frame zones or plan your trades only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. Changes are daily supply zone and here sideways short. We got 2 stocks. So entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. You should plan trades only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zone. Here bullish and the minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. So we got several stocks. First 18 stocks in the list. And all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. And the first 18 stocks in the list, scrolling the list down. So total we got 25 stocks. All 25 daily demand zones supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Even though 25 are supporting monthly income trade, there could be some high probability trade setup daily demand zones might be available. High probability to get success. And how to identify them? You already learned in lesson 27. I explained 2 strategies for identifying high probability trade setup zones. Because these are the daily demand zones, let us identify 2 reports based on the 2 strategies you learned. So each report step by step let us identify. Each strategy is having 2 steps. First strategy, first step, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and a weekly demand zone confluence. This is the first strategy, first step. Applying the filter on the 25 stocks, we got 17 stocks. In these 17 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone. Now second step we have to apply, because daily demand zone is part of the weekly demand zone. Now we want to apply weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. But EMA confluence should always support only in the trending market, because it is all the trend, ITF trend is uptrend, there is no sideways. So you can directly apply EMA confluence and weekly time frame. Inside the weekly daily demand zones are there. So those daily demand zones are having high probability to get success. See, now we got 13 stocks. So these 13 daily demand zones might be having, I am using the word might be having, no compulsory, might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. That is very, very important. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. If lesson 20 checklist items satisfy in these daily demand zones, you can plan the trades. Otherwise, ignore them. So this is the first strategy, first report for identifying high probability trade setup daily demand zones. Okay, next we will generate the report based on the second strategy. So I am removing ITF EMA filter. Second strategy, first step, LTF, ITF, HTF, all the three demand zone confluence. So three steps we have to use, three filters we have to use: daily and weekly, daily and monthly, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. By enabling all the three filters, applying on the 25 stocks, we got 8 stocks. In all the 8 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. Again, both together overlapped with monthly demand zone. All are part of monthly. Now again we should apply second filter if monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And trend should be uptrend, not sideways. Sideways you have to ignore. So let's apply those steps. So EMA confluence at monthly demand zone having monthly EMA, and we don't want any sideways trade trend on the monthly. So I am changing the monthly trend to uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. So these 4 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Ignore the second one. It is a pierced zone, and you should use only pierced zone strategy. And remaining 3 daily demand zones are supporting high probability trade setup daily demand zones as per the second strategy. And you should plan trades in those 3 daily demand zones only if less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. So these 2 reports we generated. So it is the bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Okay, next let me apply second strategy, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So entry time frame zones are daily supply zone. At daily time frame I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone. Minimum odd enhances score 12. Let's filter. We got only 1 stock supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Okay, next, weekly income trade report, sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zone. At 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone. Minimum odd enhances score 11. Now we don't want any pierced zone. So 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means whatever the zone you select, that zone should not be pierced. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. You should plan trades in these zones only if less than 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied, because it is sideways trade setup. Okay, next, sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minutes supply zone and here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zone. You should plan trades in the 75 minutes supply zone only if less than 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next report, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minutes demand zone, bullish, and minimum odd enhance score should be 12. Let's filter. We got 17 stocks. And all the entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. So total we got 17 stocks. Out of these 17, 75 minutes demand zones, we should identify high probability trade setup supported 75 minute zones. And we can identify those 75 minutes demand zones based on the 2 strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first strategy, first step, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence, that is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter, and applying on the 17 stocks, we got 9 stocks. In all the 9 stocks, all these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone, because 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. If daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence, then the 75 minutes demand zone might having more high probability to get success. But EMA confluence should be used only in the uptrend. So that's why ITF trend is a daily trend. We are checking daily trend is uptrend. So you can apply daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. Inside the daily, we have 75 minutes demand zone. Now we got 2 stocks. So these 2 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next, second strategy, we will filter the stocks. Removing ITF EMA filter. As per the second strategy, first step, all the 3 demand zone confluence, LTF, ITF, HTF, that is 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, all these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with the daily demand zone, both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is uptrend in only 3 stocks out of 5. So in these 3 stocks, any weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence, then those daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. So let's filter. So EMA confluence, weekly time frame, checking weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we got only 1 stock. So this 75 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. So this is about a bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, I will generate a bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. Here bullish or bearish at 75 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum odd enhance score 12. And also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value is 0, maximum value is 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. And all the 5 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. So total we got 5 stocks. Out of these 5, there could be some high probability trade setup. 75 minute supply zones might be available. We should filter them. Based on the 2 strategies, you land in lesson 27. So first strategy, first step, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, that is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. I enabled the filter, applying on the 5 stocks. We got 4 stocks. In all the 4 stocks, all these 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone. And daily trend is downtrend, so you can apply second step EMA confluence on the daily supply zone. So daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So we got 3 stocks. So these 3 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next we will filter the report based on the second strategy. Removing ITF EMA filter. Second strategy, first step, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone Confluence. With all the three filters, we got only two stocks. In both these stocks, both these 75-minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. But weekly trend is sideways. Sideways trend, EMA Confluence is not accurate. So we are not using this report. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, I will generate daily income trade reports. For daily income trade, entry time frame zones are daily income trade sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zone. Here bullish or bearish or sideways at 15 minutes. I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd and hands score 11 for sideways, and also 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means the selected zone should not be pierced. 15 minutes demand zone should not pierce. So we got 5 stocks. So in all these 5 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones, and you should plan trades in those daily demand zones only if less than 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next, sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes supply zone and also here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks and entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. You should plan trades only if less than 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next report is a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone, 15 minutes demand zone for bullish trade setup, and also here bullish, and minimum odd and hands score should be 12. Let's filter. We got only 2 stocks supporting bullish. Some mistake. I have selected bearish. Sorry. Should be bullish. So we got 11 stocks. All the 11 15 minutes demand zones are supporting a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Out of these 11 15 minutes demand zones, there could be some high probability trade setup 15 minutes demand zones might be available. We should identify them based on the 2 strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So let us apply. Let us generate both the reports step by step. So first strategy, first step, LTF and ITF demand zone Confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone Confluence. By enabling this filter, applying on the 11 stocks, we got 8 stocks. In all the 8 stocks, all these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks. So again I am applying the second filter, that is EMA Confluence at 75 minutes demand zone with the daily EMA Confluence. So we don't have any high probability trade setup 15 minutes demand zones based on the first strategy. Okay, now I am applying the second strategy, removing ITF EMA filter. As per the second strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone Confluence. So that is 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone Confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So this 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. this 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. So let us check, because the daily trend is up, let us apply the second filter, that is EMA confluence at a daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So we got the stock. So this 15 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. So this is a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone, and here bullish or bearish at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum order enhances score 12. And also this 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 7 stocks. So these 7 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone. So total we got 7 stocks. Out of these 7 15 minute supply zones, there could be some high probability trade setup 15 minute supply zones might be available. We should filter them based on 2 different zone confluence strategy and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first strategy, first step, I am applying LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, that is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter and applying on the 7 stocks, we got 4 stocks. In all the 4 stocks, these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with the 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend, is downtrend in all the 4 stocks. Let's again filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 1 stock. So this 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next I am applying the second strategy, removing ITF EMA filter. Second strategy, first step, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. So 3 filters we have to set: 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So this 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone, both together again overlapped with daily supply zone, and daily trend is downtrend. So let's apply EMA confluence at a daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Anyway, daily trend is downtrend. Let's filter. So we don't have any high probability trade setup zone as per the second strategy. So this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. So we have completed all the 3 income trade reports. Next I am generating finding the stocks near demand and supply zone, starting with yearly time frame. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone. No stocks. Next, half yearly time frame. Price closed inside half yearly demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is a quarterly. Stocks near to the quarterly demand zone. 1 stock we got. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone. We got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 20 stocks. Let's again filter this based on the EMA confluence at the quarterly demand zones. That is quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. and also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. So we got 12 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Let's again apply EMA Confluence on these quarterly supply zones. That is quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence, and also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone. We got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, we got 21 stocks. Let's again apply EMA Confluence at the monthly demand zones. That is a monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. So we got 11 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total we got 29 stocks. Let's apply again EMA Confluence on these monthly supply zones. That is monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 6 stocks. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total we got 35 stocks. We can again apply EMA Confluence on these weekly demand zones. That is weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. And we got 17 stocks, first 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, so total we got 17 stocks. Okay, next, weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 51 stocks we got. Again, we will apply EMA Confluence on these weekly supply zones, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. Now we got the reduced list, first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 19 stocks we got. So next report is daily, already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes, already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minutes supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 9 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Next report, I am generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. So first 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video, study the report. Once you study, you can proceed further. This is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.